What's up, fight fans? Welcome back to the Cool Quay Show, brought to you by the undisputed world of MMA fight fans. I'm coming on here to talk about Kamaru Usman's, or should I say Snoozman, terrible behavior, fight fans. Terrible behavior. Coping like never before. I mean, complaining about the 50-45 on the scorecard. I mean, this complaining and coping got to be on a level as Jamal Hill when he was complaining about Alex Pereira and that little saga that went on. It's on that level, fight fans, at this point. We talk about a former champion that I put as the GOAT of welterweight. I put GSP and I put Kamaru Usman right behind George St. Pierre. But fight fans, when I put a fighter as the GOAT, I put him as the GOAT not only because of their skills and the amount of title defenses they had, the winning streak, the domination, but I put them as the GOAT as their behavior as well, you know, and the champion's maturity as well. And Kamaru Usman surely did not have that after he lost to DDP. He just couldn't admit that DDP was the better man that night. DDP.
I mean, what were the judges watching? You know, I mean, it is what it is. He's a big boy, and I knew he was going to be tough. I said it all week. He's a tough dude. You know, early on, I think he was a punch or a thumb, you know, kind of one of those weird punches where you get the thumb in the eye. So it was kind of tough for me to kind of gauge the distance.
Came in looking better than he ever did before. I mean, this is the best version DDP I've seen. I mean, I know he looked good against Strickland in the rematch, and they made adjustments, you know, from the jab that Strickland was throwing when they first fought. And then DDP came in that fight and looked better than he ever did in that fight. Broke Sean Strickland's nose, beat him down, basically. Took Strickland down. We know how hard that is these days, right? Like the legendary Dustin Poirier said, fight fans, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad, Usman. It was bad for Usman. I'm coming on here to talk about the coping and the sorry, pathetic excuses for Usman. I can't believe he had the audacity to make these excuses as a person we look at in the sport, you know, a role model. The great fans, they help you. They help your mental, help your health. Why you think Jamal Hill in the position he in right now? Because he couldn't accept the fact that fight fans all over the world had Alex Pereira beating him. And then when Alex Pereira did beat him, he just couldn't live with it. It went downhill, a downhill spiral. And I don't want that for Kamaru Usman. I feel like he should retire, though, at 40 years of age. First and foremost, let's give it up for DDP with his performance. That performance was flawless, fight fans. Flawless. My man OG and Rich Ali, if you think that DDP took almost a year off from fighting, and he hadn't been putting that work in, he ain't been improving what he need to improve on, you have lost your damn mind. You lost your rabbit ass mind. If you feel like, if you felt like DDP wasn't improving and getting better, to come in this fight a 2.0 version of himself. This is the best DDP I've seen. The best DDP I've seen. And the fact that Kamaru fake Usman cannot give him credit is absolutely crazy, fight fans. The fact that Usman faked the eye poke is absolutely beyond me. Beyond me, fight fans.
That was a punch. That was a punch, yep. Nah, we don't have, bro. That was a genuine punch. A fight there. Over the top.
Woo! Oh! Oh!
Nah, that was no poke. That was
No, it wasn't. He faked.
And he hurt. You hurt. He hurt. Oh! Him. Oh! Yeah, it's over with. It's over with. Oh! And that was a good block.
That was a good block. Oh!
He finna clean your pot. He finna clean your pot. Oh! No, dude, ain't gonna stop punching, boy. Who's still in there? But they got fat, boy. Oh!
I'm cool, Quay, but that was not cool. That was not cool at all. That was a punch that DDP hit Kamaru Usman with. I got 4 eyes. Yes, these are thick, medicine in these glasses. So I can clearly see that was a punch. They played it back in slow motion. It was a punch. Maybe DDP threw it, a little awkward. Maybe the knuckle did get in the eye a little bit. But it was a legal punch. And Kamaru Usman complained about it. He did more complaining to the referee than him actually trying to come up with a game plan to win the fight. Yeah, he had some moments in the fight. So Usman, he ain't delusional when it comes to him having skill. He having skill. He can compete with some, some lower class fighters, probably top 15, top 10, but not the top 5. And that's middleweight and welterweight. I do not see Kamaru Usman competing with those guys. I don't see him being a champion again either. So he wasn't delusional when it comes to his skill set. He still got the wrestling. He landed a few good takedowns. DDP was just the better man that night, man. The better man. And we see that DDP been working on that wrestling. He ain't from a wet blanket. He ain't from a wet blanket, DDP. And he did not. But the fact that Kamaru is delusional when it comes to him being upset about the 50-45. You got a 50-45 beatdown. That's what you got, Kamaru. That's what you got. Just admit it. Get a man his credit. Champion's maturity. Champion's maturity. And the thing about Usman is that he's so delusional to the point that his mind is telling him he still can do the same things he used to do at welterweight, but you can't. You can't do it no more. And just because you survive a 25-minute beatdown do not mean that you make the fight competitive. It don't mean that you make the fight razor close. It just means that you're tough, you got heart, you got grit, you kept coming forward, whenever, Dricus throw a punch and he hurt you, you still come forward. You bite down on the mouthpiece and you start swinging. But it don't mean that you won that round. It don't mean that you won a fight. You still got 50-45. Trevor Woodman telling him, fight fans, you got to knock him out. You got to knock Dricus out. You're behind. If your coach is telling you that, then what do you think the scorecard? What do you think the judges? I don't understand, fight fans. I honestly don't understand. If he's serious about the 50-45, he think that he could have won that fight or it was a close fight, I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned. Because I don't want to see Usman get on that podcast, pound for pound, sitting next to his buddy, him and Cejudo. Him and Cejudo was like, you know what I'm saying? How you think about the fight, man? How you think about the fight? You think it was close? I thought it was close. And then Usman say, I thought the fight was close. I don't want to hear that, fight fans. Usman have enough time to clear his mind, to sit down in his beautiful home. I know he got a beautiful home. Sit down in his beautiful home, him and Trevor Woodman, and he can see that he lost that fight.
His vision might be compromised. It was a legal strike. Du Plessis standing and throwing big.
Dricus knows. Oh, he knows.
So at that point, there's no way he should be going on air on his podcast talking about he got robbed. Coping fight fans. Sorry excuses. This man said, I ain't making no excuses, but got on the mic and made excuses. Went to the press conference and made excuses.
Yeah, it's it's tough. It's hard to be on this side of it, and I'm not used to being on this side, so it's a tough one. But yeah,
like, come on, guys, come on, man. I'm not gonna make this about Kamaru Usman because we gotta give props to DDP. He looked fantastic in this fight. Stayed patient, stayed technical. Didn't rush the finish like DDP. I didn't go rush the finish. I was going to take my time, pick my shots, frustrate him, throw the knees up the middle, fake the uppercut every time he tried to shoot. And that's exactly what he did. The knees, punches, kicks that Usman took, any other man would have went to sleep. So we got to give Usman.
He's been working on the takedown. Winning the fight.
Yeah, this way. Yep.
He never had to learn how to adjust to the fights.
That's not his takedown. He back up. He been right.
Yeah, right back up. That was good though. You tried it. Yeah. You need to do it again. Why would you do it again? You had it. You got it. But he got to be quicker with the setup.
Yeah.
But
You
he
caught. Oh, my God.
Oh.
And Duke's a bigger man than him. He ain't that much bigger than he big, like a heavyweight. You do. I can't believe he had made middleweight. Fight fast.
So we got to give Usman credit. You know what I'm saying? He's a tough guy. He's durable. Got to give him the credit. But the fact that he thought he could have won is crazy. It's crazy. I feel like DDP should get the next title fight. Yes, I do. And let me tell you why, fight fans. DDP defended his belt twice against Israel Adesanya and Strickland in the rematch. He beat the champ in Strickland, who's the champion right now. I know Nassim Imavov been sitting on the sidelines. I say a Nassim Imavov, Strickland, they fight in France. Then you do DDP versus Strickland. DDP was active. He defended his belt twice. He just beat another former champion in Kamaru Usman. He got a good resume. And he already beat Strickland. So I say let DDP fight the winner. But if you want to say active DDP, then I say give him another one, But, it's going to be hard to beat DDP. It's going to be hard to beat him. The fact that he put those mangoes, bananas, strawberries, and blueberries and raspberries in that blender with a little bit of peanut butter and a little milk or juice, whatever you prefer, in a blender, mixed it up, and mixed his combos up on Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman got hit by those combos and didn't know what happened. He didn't know what happened. He thought it was a ghost. He's swinging at an invisible person after DDP throw those combos. DDP like he wasn't even a fight after the fight was over. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely cool. I ain't seen no cope like this in a minute, except for Jamal Hill when he did it. Better than I haven't seen a fighter cope like this in a minute, fight fans. Crazy. Crazy to me. I think that Kamaru Usman, he should drop the gloves. What's next for Kamaru Usman? What's next? It's just going to get worse and worse and worse from here, fight fans. Unless he fight Bilal Muhammad. That's a fight I've been wanting to see. I thought it's a fight we were seeing next. That's why I was surprised they booked DDP and Usman. I'm like, what? It didn't really make sense. It was kind of like having beef, going back and forth. The bad blood is there. I mean, the bad blood is balling. Balling blood. They can make that fight. But I don't see Kamaru Usman being in the top 5 at welterweight. He said, I fight at middleweight next or welterweight. I don't see him being in the top 5 contenders at welterweight. Carlos Patres, Michael Morales, Sean Brady, Ian Gary fighting Islam for the belt. I don't see, who else? Bilal Muhammad? Yeah, Bilal Muhammad. Bofin. Let's not forget about him. What they going to do? Wonderboy and Usman? I'd like to see Wonderboy and Usman. Wonderboy and Usman, that'll be okay. The 2 OGs, the 2 unks. Tired of seeing these unks come back and try to reverse the time. It don't work like that. Usually, when you're going down here, you're going down here. Usually, when you're older, you're going down here in this sport, you go down here. There's no, bounce back. The only person we seen do that was Glover Teixeira. He became a champ, was losing, became a champ. Oh, that was amazing. It's very, very rare that we see that fight, fans. Very rare. I just don't see Kamaru Usman making another run, man. I don't see him being champion. I don't. The DDP looked so good. Shout out to his coaches. I always said, I know I was going off on DDP coaches and I was going off on the DDP when they was not giving Chimaev the credit when credit was due and saying we didn't train a crucifix, but we trained this. Yeah, I remember that. And I made a video about it. If you go, you got to scroll all the way down. But I made a video about it and I was dogging them out. Yes, I was. But I have to give credit to DDP coach because DDP coach, they go back to the drawing boards. DDP, he ain't going to give up on himself. He will do whatever it takes to improve and get better, and that's exactly what he did in this fight. He proved it. He did the same thing in the Strickland rematch. Strickland popping up with that jab, busting up the face of DDP when they first fought. You know what DDP did in the rematch? Looked like a DDP 2.0, throwing these spinning back elbows, kicks, taking Sean Strickland down, which is very hard to do, as we can see. And he just improved. And he showed it again tonight. Fixing those holes, really taking the time to fix those holes. If it takes 9, 10 months to a year for me to fix the holes, that's what I'm going to do. and I'm gonna come back and look way better than I did before. And that's exactly how DDP came. DDP looked so much faster. I was thinking Usman is gonna take that lighter man speed from welterweight, bring up the middleweight, and be quick with the jabs. I was kind of worried about the jab and that big overhand right that Usman throw. That's how Usman knocked out Masvidal with it.
What was gonna happen? The big bull. I told you he was too strong, too much technicality, baby. I'm speechless, man. Night. Money. Let's go. Hey, that was cool, man.
Jab, boom, then boom. I was scared for DDP because I was like, yeah, man, Usman, if he landed that combo, it's some power with it, but he was just too slow. He could not find his rhythm. It was easy for DDP to kind of calculate what Usman was going to do, but it's hard to calculate what DDP is going to do because DDP is so funky. You know what I'm saying? He got that Looney Tunes style. This is what we used to seeing him tripping over a banana peel. You know what I'm saying? Tripping over a damn piano. You know what I'm saying? That's how DDP is the fault. Tripping all over. But now he was poised, moving around, popping the jab. We still seeing some of those Looney Tunes type of, spinning back elbows. We seen a little bit of that, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like with a little birdie going around his head. We seen a little bit of that, but for the most part, it was all DDP, man. It was all DDP. Great performance. Like I said, I feel like he should fight for the belt next. Yeah, doing that scene Imavov versus Strickland. Because the first fight was a great fight. I'm pretty sure the second fight is going to be as great as the first fight. And then whoever win that fight, then DDP fight them. Like I said, so I feel like that's how it should be. But yeah, for Usman, man, stop coping, Usman. I know it's hard to get your ass whooped in front of your daughter, your wife, and your dad, and your uncle, all them out there. I know it's hard to get your ass whooped in front of a land. You know what I'm saying? And you can't go back home, Usman. You cannot come back home. You can't, it's hard to go back home after that. So I understand why it hurt and why, I guess you're serious about the scorecard. Like I said, if he is serious about it, he feel like it shouldn't have been that. I'm very concerned. Maybe, like I said, his brain got a little rattled after them kicks and punches. I never got hit in my head that hard. I never got kicked in my head that hard by a bigger man like DDP. Never in my life. So I don't know how that affects you after you get your ass whooped like that and get kicked and punched and kneed constantly like that. I don't know how it make you feel. Maybe you do lose your mind. Maybe
it's really just as we say that
you ain't really thinking straight. So maybe it was me to, clear his mind, clear his eye, and rewatch that footage and come back after you watch that footage. Come on, Usman, come back. See us, bro. See us. Shout out to Street Player, man. Hope you enjoyed the fight reaction video. We got more to come, fight fans. So stay tuned. You wonder, I know.
and you know this, man.